beautiful. This is a woman's world. Get up, I am woman. I ain't got no time to waste now. Won't keep walking with my head down. No.
It's a woman's world, and this is my absolute favorite segment of the show. It's called Rescue Me. So this is where we get to do some good stuff. We meet some great people and we help them to be their best self. Now, this guest today is a 27-year-old single mother, Shantal Walters, and we're going to meet her, find out what her particular issue is, and then connect her with some excellent resources. Right, ladies?
Yes, indeed.
All right. So Shantal is a single mother who wants to go back to school, who wants to make a transition in her life. Tell us more about what's happening with you, Shantal.
Well, as you said, I'm a single mother. My daughter is the best thing that has ever happened to me. But with a child comes challenges, and I really want to go back to school, and because I want to do something with my life so she can come and emulate it. So basically, I always wanted to do something in either law or with children. And destiny allowed me to be a part of a law firm for 4 years before I had my daughter. And now I'm working with children. So basically playing into where I'm actually supposed to be. So that's it. Well, I want to do a degree in social work. And I also wanted to finish up my paralegal studies. I had started that in 2015. I need to complete 2 more courses, and the money, finances is really one of the struggles that I really have, and the time, how to balance your time so that I can incorporate school and also have time for my daughter as well.
You mentioned your daughter and wanting to do something so that she could emulate you.
Right.
What would she be seeing now? You know, just from her observation of you, what would she be taking away from who you are?
She will know that her mother is a very trying woman, and I will go to the end of the earth to give her everything and anything that she needs and she deserves. Because just like me, when I was young, my mother wanted the best for me. She didn't want me to repeat the same mistakes that she did. She got pregnant at 16, and she always beat it into my head, don't do the same thing. And when I got pregnant at 23, even though I was an adult, I felt like I disappointed a lot of persons because I didn't finish up everything. You know, every parent want their child to grow up, get a degree, get a good job, married, and then, you know, be stable and everything. But, you know, I jumped a couple steps and I had my child first. But I'm still pretty young, and I want to accomplish things. I want her to see me and say, I want to be like mommy.
So I wanted to ask Keisha and Dawn, our life coach,
Yes.
to jump in here. When you have that kind of trajectory, you know what you want for your life, and then you have a little detour, I'm going to call it. How do you then stop and reassess so that you can then get to your ultimate destination?
Well, I think one of the things, and this is something that we're seeing portrayed, is a specific type of determination. And I think once you know the course that you actually want or what it is you want to achieve, it's much easier working with somebody like that because it's about creating the framework. So building on their desire. And the truth is, if somebody wants to accomplish something and it's 100%, no barrier is ever going to stop them. It might slow them down, and you might have to, you know, move around the barrier rather than barging through it. Yet the determination and the courage that it takes to follow your dreams is really what's the most important thing. So one of the things that I know that we were talking about were the reasons behind. And if you are solid in your reasons for wanting to accomplish something, then literally we can work through the steps to get there.
So just the desire, the sheer desire alone is enough to drive you, Keisha?
That is the start of it. Because what you see is a lot of people will say, oh, I want to finish this. And the reality is they're not really determined to finish it. You know, they'll say, one of the things that I use is a scale of 1 to 10. And someone will say, oh, well, you know, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, I'm at a 7. And so for me, if a client says to me, I'm at a 7, I say, okay, so we'll just scrap that goal then. Because even though 7 sounds good, it's not really the
Not
kind
enough,
of
yeah.
determination, it's not enough. It has to be that drive, that determination in order to move forward. And so that's the first step.
And that drive and determination, Chantal, has to manifest itself in some
Yeah.
behaviors.
Yes, that's
so beyond just, hearing of an opportunity coming on the show,
Yeah.
what other steps have you taken to position yourself to get to that ultimate goal?
Well, I had applied to the University of the West Indies and also University of Technology. I got through both universities, but as I said, finances is kind of a barrier for me. I know if you actually start, you will complete. So I want to start so I can complete.
So in terms of support, is there any other support? I mean,
Well,
family and that
I
kind of
do
thing?
get help from my family and my church family as well, but this is not enough. To be honest, it's not enough. I get support from my mother. My mother is the one who actually has my daughter right now as we speak. So she's always there. She plays her part as a good grandmother.
Thank God for grannies.
Yes.
God bless
Big
every
up to
granny.
grandma.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, yes. When I have to go to work, she picks her up from school for me and she takes care of her in the evening until I come home in the night and then I'll take over. So she's a big help. My father as well. He loves his granddaughter so much. He has never seen her though. So I basically grew up something like a single mother as well. So I never wanted that for my child though, but circumstances beyond my control. It happens.
So what about things like student loan? I mean, that's part of the mix because as Keisha
Yeah.
Ann said, if you have this goal and you're very focused,
Well, I guess I'm stories. I've heard so many stories about student loan. It's like enemy number one. So I really don't want to take out a student loan. I would rather work and finance myself through. So just help. I just need some help.
I think one of the things as well that certainly we would be able to discuss and look at is lots of other options
Right.
that are out there and putting in that framework and seeing what the barriers are, because with all things, even though fees are a barrier, it's looking at, and as you said, what steps have you taken? So certainly within the coaching relationship, we would look at what steps have been taken and what steps need to be taken, and then we would have date specific. So when is this going to happen by? And so that's a crucial element
Yes.
of the coaching relationship. And so one of the things that we would also do is we have a disc profile, and so with that she'll be able to see what her stressors are, what her motivations are, and we'll be able to utilize that in also planning and creating the steps to moving forward.
because beyond just resources, financial resources, taking on a job, full-time job,
Right.
being a full-time
full-time
parent, a
mom
single
as well.
mother,
Right.
and doing your further
Degree.
studies,
Yeah.
that is going to be
Yeah.
challenging. So
Yeah.
you will need some help and support in order to balance that.
And that is one of the things why I never really push through, because it's going to take up a lot of my time. It's a lot of my time because I'm going to have work, then school. So basically, I'm not going to see my child,
Yeah.
and she's not going to see me, because when I come home in the evening, she'll already be asleep. And I would leave in the mornings early so I can reach to work, and she'll still be asleep. So basically, I won't have any time for my
So how are you
daughter.
gonna deal with that?
Yeah.
What's your plan to
Well,
manage
as I
that?
said, I have to make a better life for her. So
So it
I
requires
just
some
will have to
sacrifice. No,
make
yeah.
sacrifices to push through.
Okay, well, we have a little bit of a surprise for you, Chantal.
Indeed, we do.
So we reached out to our friends at NCB, the NCB Foundation, and we're now joined on set by Sharon Williams, the manager for Group Services Delivery. Sharon, hi. Thanks for joining us. You were offset. I know you were listening to the conversation
Yes, I was.
with Chantal, and I'm going to allow you to deliver some good news.
Okay.
So Shantal, we have great news.
Right. I like that.
So today I'm representing the NCB Foundation, and one of the things about the NCB Foundation is that we know the power of education.
Yes.
And that's why that's one of our main priorities at the foundation. And so we heard your plight,
Yes.
but we know that you're a woman on a mission
Right.
with a goal. And so we will be contributing to your education.
All right.
$100,000.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, we believe in education and we know that you will do well. Yeah, we really believe in you as well.
Thank you.
Nice.
Thank
Nice.
you. Thank you.
There is your start.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
That's my
You're
start
welcome.
right there.
That's your start right there.
Yes, yes,
All right.
yes, yes.
So what's your next move? I mean, you're excited. What's
I
gonna
am.
happen right after you leave the set?
I'm going to apply.
All right.
I'm going to reapply, and I hope I will get through again.
Yes.
Nice.
Very good.
And we hope you do.
Yes, thank you. Thank
We
you.
wish
very
you
much.
every success.
So Sharon, what are the kinds of commitments now? Because I know you plan to hold Shantal accountable.
Well, the truth is, listening to her, she sounds like she's really committed to it and really passionate about it. And I know with Keisha working with her as her life coach, that should really help her along the journey. So we want you to succeed. And that's all we're asking, that you put everything in it, that you succeed, and that your daughter can be very proud of you as
And
well.
I will succeed.
Absolutely.
I'm a
Yes.
very determined person.
Absolutely.
Very.
Sharon, it's so great that you guys are willing to do that. Can you just briefly tell us a little bit about the foundation and what you do?
Sure. Well, the NCB Foundation has been around for about 15 years now. Yeah, so quite a while. And so education is a big focus for us. 80% of our budget is towards education. And so we do tertiary scholarships, we do grants, and we assist in cases such as Shantal. Exactly. And one of the things that we're really proud about is that we do a program called Adopt a School. And that's something that gets our employees very excited. They get to visit the schools, they get to read with the kids, and so we have a number of primary schools that are part of that program.
Okay.
So any final words, Shantal? How are you feeling?
I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm eager to go home right now.
All right. And
Go on the
and
computer.
to get started.
Yes, to get
on that
started.
journey.
Right, right.
And we wish you all the best.
Thank
and
you.
we know that you'll be successful, especially with Kish on your side.
Yes, indeed.
We're gonna be taking you through and share your progress. We want to know
Yes.
which school you're in, and we just want to be a part of that journey.
Sure, no problem.
But thank you so much for sharing. Thank you very much, Miss Sharon.
My pleasure, my pleasure, my pleasure.
All right, and thank you so much for staying with us. We have a whole lot more of It's a Woman's World coming up right after this short break.